first with breaking news and weather. Your First Alert starts now with First Alert 6 at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Erin Sullivan.
And I'm Brian Mastry. In about 2 weeks, you'll see us every night on TV, as well as streaming here at 6. Let's get right into our top 6 headlines tonight. The man who pled no contest to a murder conspiracy charge in a decades-old murder case of a Nebraska teen was sentenced today. And because of Nebraska's good time law, 78-year-old Joseph Ambrose will likely get out of prison before Thanksgiving, so serving a year in prison. First Alert 6 has followed the case every step of the way. A closer look at how it all unfolded in minutes.
Flags are flying at half-staff across Nebraska and the rest of the country this evening after a deadly shooting at a Minnesota church this morning. A shooter opened fire through the windows of a Catholic church and school in Minneapolis, hitting children celebrating Mass during their first week of school. 2 children, 8 and 10 years old, were killed. 14 other kids and 3 parishioners were also hurt.
I can't stop thinking about all of the families and little kiddos that went off to school this morning. It's the first day of school, first week of school for many Minnesota kids, and just what everybody is going through. Of course, first and foremost, the families of Annunciation Catholic School. It's just such a terrible tragedy today.
The FBI director said the shooting is under investigation as an act of terrorism, domestic terrorism, that is. The shooter died by suicide.
Breaking this evening, the director of the CDC is out of the top spot after less than a month on the job. The Department of Health and Human Services broke the news online. They didn't explain why Susan Monterez no longer works there. She was sworn in on July 31st, so less than a month ago. Monterez is the shortest serving director in the history of the 79-year-old agency.
It's a major shift at Florida's controversial immigrant detention center in the Everglades. The New York Times says the facility known as Alligator Alcatraz is quickly emptying out. The decline comes after a federal judge ordered the center to shut down over environmental concerns.
Also breaking tonight, the first woman on Nebraska's highest court is stepping down from the bench at the end of October. Lindsay Miller-Lerman told Governor Pillen she plans to retire on October 31st. She was appointed to the state Supreme Court in 1998. Miller-Lerman's announcement comes about a year after former Nebraska Supreme Court Justice Mike Heavican announced his retirement.
The NFL suspended Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice for 6 games for violating league policy. A Dallas Police Department crash report found Rice was driving an SUV 119 miles per hour on a freeway last March, just seconds before triggering a 6-car crash. In July, Rice was sentenced to 30 days in jail and 5 years probation.